Good day, everyone. Before I commence my speech, I'd first like to thank my friends and educators, as well as my family, especially my mother, who begged and pleaded with me not to make a fool of myself today. Unfortunately for her and the rest of my family, they haven't heard the speech yet, They might be in for a surprise. Thank you, because without any of you, I would not be where I am today. Talking with a few of my peers, I was pressurized to make this speech kind of different. Sing, Judson, dance, Judson, rap, Judson, show all your wonderful talents, Judson. Knowing Amedo, some even told me to fly. But overall, I am truly grateful to be given this opportunity as this year's valedictorian to represent this year's extraordinary graduating class and attempt to inspire. About a week ago, when I was told I would be this year's valedictorian, I rushed to tell my family. As expected, my mother was extremely proud, but couldn't tell if I was joking or not. I myself wasn't sure if, I was the valedictorian or if it was like a payback scheme from my prank on student development last semester. More importantly, I thought of how I would pass across my message in the most acceptable way. I sincerely apologize in advance if this might spoil anything or give any undesired hints, but in the most recent episode of my favorite series, Game of Thrones, yeah, I can see some people watch it, Jon Snow timidly expresses his shame of his role in the Night's Watch when he says, "I failed." Sir Davos passionately restores his self-esteem when he replies with 2 words, "Fail again." This was truly significant for me, not only because the Honorable Jon Snow and I are practically synonyms, but it also inspired me. You and I may fail. Now, I don't just mean academically, but mistakes may be made in university, in college, in whatever we may pursue. But what's important is that we learn from our mistakes. We challenge, we change after failing, and once we fall, we get back up. And that, people, is the major key. We should also ensure that we acknowledge our flaws. I took yet another quote from Game of Thrones because I do love it that much. The very clever and courageous Tyrion Lannister once said, I think it's season 3, "Once you've accepted your flaws, no one can use them against you. If you know your weakness, if you know what makes you vulnerable and acknowledge them, you will be able to make them your strengths in any situation." Tyrion Lannister is, very clearly different through his physical appearance. Everyone knows it, and everyone tries to bring him down because of it. But he uses what everyone sees as his flaw as his strength. He's able to surprise a vast amount of people that write him off with his finesse and knowledge. Tyrion is smart. Be like Tyrion, in your own way, of course. Know what your flaws are, and you can become flawless in any situation. Moreover, I'd like to share an experience I had last semester on my very first day here at CIC. I knew immediately I wanted to get involved in the community and also in my new school, specifically on the executive leadership team. So I attended a little meeting in student development to know more about the opportunities. With high hopes and enthusiasm, I was quick to already think, I was part of the board. However, I was told that new students barely get the chance on the executive team. This, of course, did not stop Judson Adeolu Asiruwa. I remembered a quote by some, really famous Canadian I wish I knew, Wayne Gretzky or something like that. He plays like a Canadian sport, hockey. His quote is what I chose to live by throughout any new experience I encounter. You miss 100% of the shots you do not take. I took the shot, and quite frankly, I scored. I scored only because I grasped the opportunity, even though I was tackled. Standing here today, I probably remember a handful of what I was taught. What I do easily remember in its entirety are the opportunities I was given to test my education with my extracurricular activities. Opportunities I took with speed. Opportunities will come. Many opportunities to change, to grow, to succeed, to make a difference. They may come several times in a year. A great opportunity may only come once in your own lifetime. Don't miss it. Take the shot. Grasp the opportunity. It's better to know you missed than to hear it was an empty net after the opportunity has passed. And always, always remember that no one but yourself knows your true ability. No one but yourself knows what you can truly do. I would conclude by encouraging you to never give up or become complacent, because there's so much more than living for now when you've got your whole life ahead of you. You know, my beautiful mother, who is here today, she tells me time and time again to never disappoint myself. You know, at every opportunity, at the end of every conversation, she would say, don't disappoint yourself. Even after achieving something I feel should get me off the hook, you know, even when I told her I was valedictorian, she would say, congratulations, you know, but don't disappoint yourself. I would like to extend this phrase to every graduate present today. Don't disappoint yourself. Don't spend your time living someone else's life. As Steve Jobs once said, don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't settle. Don't ever play yourself. Don't let your dreams or inner voice be silenced by the common misconceptions around you. Aim to be better than yourself and to make a difference, to surpass the achievements of the generations before us, and to underwrite the flaws. Because the failures of the older generations are the opportunities for ours. Wherever you find yourself in the next 5, 10, 15, 20, 50, some even 100 years from now, I urge you, each and every one of you, try to be phenomenal so you're never forgotten here, in your places of work, in your society, or even here on earth. I would like to thank the teaching staff for putting in the extra hours for the students, and also the non-teaching staff that I feel go underappreciated. We see you and we thank you for making our student experience safe and absolutely smooth. I also congratulate the class of 2016, a graduating class I feel is drenched with potential, skill, and poise. And with that, from a few suggestions from my peers, Gloria and Morinike, and also another friend I think you all know, whose name is President Barack Obama. You know, he's a close friend of mine. With that, I have only 2 words to say. 2 words left, I should say. 2 words right now. Judson out.